Explore the depths of a hazardous planet, mine minerals for the corporation, all the while fending off deadly adversaries. Come check out the Engineer's devastating effectiveness in this week's video. If you're new to this game or just looking for an overview, make sure to check out one of my previous videos where I take an in-depth look at the game. The links for that are down below. Also, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe to be alerted for future videos. Well, without further delay, let's dig into the Engineer. The Engineer is primarily an area of effect focused dwarf, with tools designed to thin the crowd. His primaries are great in standing his ground in large groups, and his secondaries are even better at this. The Engineer's combat focus is eliminating clustered enemies, and while out of combat, is providing area security and platforming for team access. This is a high demand position between providing platform access frequently as well as taking down enemies. The Engineer can often make or break the game, and if played right, will always have the highest kill count. It's going to take a little bit of practice to learn where and when to apply your secondaries as well as the turrets, but once you get the hang of it, the bugs better watch out. That said, this class is best suited for players of a more support, stick with the group mentality that love area effect damage. The Engineer's two primaries consist of the Warthog Auto 210 and the stubby Voltaic SMG. The Warthog is a semi-automatic shotgun with a tight choke, meaning minimal spread. This is great for focusing all of its damage on one concentrated location. It stays on target well and is hard hitting up close, yet maintains some medium range performance. However, its small magazine size sometimes make it a chore. The Voltaic SMG is an automatic weapon with a moderate rate of fire. It does great damage while frequently electrocuting the targets, which can arc to others if this is spec'd right. It's great to use to cut through crowds, but it has a horrendous amount of spread. This makes it much better at close ranges and almost useless for medium ranges and beyond. For the Engineer secondaries, you'll get access to the Deep Core 40mm and the Breach Cutter. The Deep Core 40mm is a single-shot grenade launcher with high damage output and a large area of effect. This is a point-and-shoot weapon. It can be used in virtually any angle, which makes it easier to master with hard-hitting effects and makes it great for eliminating grouped-up enemies. However, when you're firing on the same plane as your adversaries, you'll find that you're not getting the best angle and looking for the higher ground to get a better shot. The Breach Cutter, on the other hand, is far more effective when used on the same plane. It is some kind of weird mining laser thing that shoots a plasma beam that spreads out wide. This weapon has fantastic damage output and cuts through the bugs and armor like a hot knife through butter. Seriously, it's that good. However, because you do need to be on the same plane, it's a lot more situational when you get to use it than the Deep Core. With the Engineer, your two special tools consist of the platform gun and the LMG platform, aka a sentry.
Rock and roll!
The platform gun is a powerful tool that is used mainly to provide the scout access to hard to reach minerals and items. It is commonly used to bridge gaps and provide a buffer to force the enemy to take a longer path to you, which will give you and your teammates some breathing room. The LMG gun platform is an intelligent, automatic turret and is the bread and butter of the Engineer. You can choose between carrying two of them or one higher damage, more focused sentry. These are highly customizable to fit any playstyle. Lay these down to secure an area, increase damage output, and eliminate those annoying swarmers quickly. The Engineer's grenades stick with the area security theme and are divided into the lure, the plasma burster, and the proximity mine. The lure sets up into a projection that draws the focus of the bugs. It explodes on expiry, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. This not only helps relieve stress on the team by drawing their focus away from you, but it clusters them in one area, allowing you to deal with them in one swift blow. It is worth mentioning that sometimes it does fail to catch their attention, and it works best usually if you throw it in front of them instead of behind them. The plasma burster is a very short-lived grenade, but does a lot of damage. It's great for quickly eliminating groups of enemies in a hurry, and it's best used when things are getting a little bit too close and too fast. Lastly, the proximity mine is the most area security type of all the grenades. This is placed, armed, and then automatically detonates when enemies crawl near it. It is commonly used to cover areas where bugs frequent and to cover your back. Do note, however, smaller critters like the swarmers will not set it off. You're going to hear me say this a lot, but there is no hard and fast way that loadouts must be done. These are only my recommendations, and you might change them in the future to match your playstyle better. I promise I won't hold it against you. My recommended loadout for the Engineer is the Voltaic SMG, the Deep Core 40mm, and the Proximity Mines. I picked this loadout because I feel this best enables me to control the large group still while maintaining area security. My recommended modifiers for the Voltaic SMG are upgraded capacitors, increases chance of electrocuting targets by 30%. Recoil dampener, decreases recoil by 50%. Expanded ammo bags, increases maximum ammo by 120. Hollow point bullets, increases weak point damage by 30%. Electric arc, increases electrocution area of effect by 25%. Lastly, for the forge item, if you have it, well-oiled machine. Increases rate of fire by 2 and decreases reload time by 0.2 of a second. For the Deep Core 40mm modifiers, I recommend Fragmentary Shell, increases area of effect radius by 1. Expanded ammo bags, increases max ammo by 3. Pressure Wave, increases armor breaking by 500%. Nails and Tape, increases effect radius by a further 1.5. Spiky Grenade, deals direct damage of 60 on impact. Lastly, on the forged item, if available, Pack Rat, increases max ammo by 2. Although, if you are feeling rather adventurous, the Fat Boy modifier can be a lot of fun. And for the perks, Friendly, take and receive 50% less friendly fire. Deep Pockets, hold 15 more minerals. Thorns, enemies take 24 damage every time they hit you. Shield Link, within 4 meters, passively boost your teammate and your shields recharge by 50%. And you can also overcharge a teammate's shields by 300% for 30 seconds. And Beastmaster, tame a Glyphid Grunt to fight for your side, making them deal 300% more damage. Because who doesn't want a cute pug named Steve fighting for you?
Yeah, like that. Platform up.
Alright, before we finish, let's just go over a few of the main tips and tricks for the Engineer. Use your sentries frequently. Set them up often when your team will be working in an area for a while. It's also worth your while to take your time to place them smartly and get the most out of them, and don't forget to keep line of sight in mind. Work closely with the scout by platforming minerals and items at height. Proactively place platforms and point them out for the scout. Save your secondary, heavy-hitting weapons for the clusters of enemies. Use them to thin out the groups at range to alleviate stress on the team. Then focus on what is directly in front of you. Remember, your sentries have this covered for you. Lastly, stay with your team, if not even slightly behind them. Let them soak up the front line while you surgically pick apart the big groups. This isn't to say that you can't play the Engineer aggressively or that you won't start doing it, just as long as you keep group targeting your top priority. That'll do it for the Engineer. Thanks for staying until the end, and I hope that this video helps you out. Again, if you like this video, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Also, the link for my Twitch stream is down below and my streaming schedule is on that linked page. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe everyone, and happy mining.